is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, everyone. Hello. We are back. Oh, there's my applause. Welcome once again to Buhay Bahayan, where we talk about Vegas lifestyle, real estate, finance, and many, many more. I think we're going to talk about cars today, too. So I'm excited. All right. So, very interesting topic. Of course, my co-host. Who is my co-host? Miss Mia Casino. Where are you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Buhay Bahayan. My name is Mia Martin Casino.
Long time no see.
Huh? No, we were on replay last week.
Yeah, that's right. So if you notice, I'm wearing my national, ano ba yan? National costume? Is it costume? The barong?
No, national ano ba yan? Barong ba yan?
Semi-barong. It's a short sleeve barong. Because it's what they call the Burr months already. And
September na ba?
Yeah, we're known for the song by Mr. Jose Marichan. It's entitled Whenever, right?
Whenever I see you.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like Christmas time. It runs by so fast. So
You're so formal naman today. You're so formal.
I know, I am. I try to kasi I haven't worn this in a while. So
meanwhile, I'm on Top Gun.
Tough Gun. Wow, look at you. You're wearing a Tough Gun. Did you just watch Tough Gun? Or maybe because you just bought that shirt?
No,
you had that shirt?
Yeah.
Classic tee. All right. Moving on, we have a very interesting topic today. It's entitled Upside or Downside. So, let me welcome our guest. So, he is a broker sales associate from Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty. He was the top 1% real estate professionals of Las Vegas, top 1% of Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty. And let me just double check one more thing. He is seems like he's a local. He went to Las Vegas High School and went to high school here in Las Vegas. He lives in Las Vegas now, of course. Without further ado, let me introduce our special guest. Welcome to our show, Mr. Jonathan Chow. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Mia. Glad to be joining you guys here at this show.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while.
How's life in? So I remember you. I remember seeing you at Keller Williams before when we had our office there before,
Yep.
And so what happened? Did you transition into Sotheby's? What is Sotheby's, by the way? Is it the more like a luxury?
No, great question. Sotheby's International Realty is an international real estate company. We're in, I believe, 63 countries now, and started out as an auction house in New York. And this is a heritage brand that's been around for a long time. And most people think of it as it's a luxury brand and luxury only, but that's not the case. Luxury is not a price point; it's an experience. So really, we just hone in on perfecting the experience as much as to perfection as possible when you're buying, selling, or transacting in real estate. Not necessarily a price point. I've sold multi-million-dollar houses and I've sold $200,000 condos. So there is really no price specific product. To answer your question, Francis, KW was kind of my home when I started in the business. That was the brand that I chose to affiliate with. My goal was to become a Sotheby's agent one day, and because it's very a prestigious brand. Yeah. My background was in Four Seasons Resorts and International, so that was very much similar to Sotheby's. It's just higher elevated experience. But as a brand new agent at the time, Sotheby's wasn't in my reach, right? So I started at KW, which was a phenomenal company that helps guide a beginner to establish how you become a real estate business owner.
Was that your first company, by the way, Keller Williams?
Yeah.
Was that? And you were just starting out as a realtor? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I interviewed
how many
several.
years now?
I've been in the business going on 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sotheby's is the one in Uncommons, right?
Yes, at the Southwest Las Vegas in the new mixed-use development called the Uncommons.
Right. Very nice office.
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves with the space that we have, the location that we're in. I think it's more important with the industry kind of shifting now, as you
Right.
probably would know, with the settlement that's occurred and a lot of uncertainty with the real
Yes.
estate industry. Having a big company with a name, known brand,
Correct, yeah.
and the credibility of that known brand helps the consumer have some assurance.
Faith, yes.
Yeah, they want to know, look, who are they hiring for
Correct.
the job? They want to know it's someone that's established,
Correct,
a company
yeah.
that's been around, not, a new name, because that could be a little scary.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, interesting topic today. It's upside or downside. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, with regards to or in relation to real estate, and I was explaining to Jonathan earlier because he's bilingual. So, Jonathan, you speak English and
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yeah,
Okay,
Chinese Mandarin.
So it's like he was like, what does Buhay Bahayan mean? So I directly translated it into Buhay means life, Bahayan means house. So it's like life house, but the life house is a band. So
So house life.
in reverse, so it's house life actually.
Nice.
In Las Vegas and other stuff, etc., etc. So upside. Well, let's talk about downside first. What opportunities are in a downside market? Since like a lot of people are always like very curious about like, should we buy, should we not buy in this downside market, or is it an upside market? So people are a little bit confused. Let's wait for after the elections, or what should they do? I guess there's so many questions lingering out there it's like it affected a lot of our businesses, right? I'm in the loan side, I'm in the financial side, and you are in the real estate side. So does with Mia. And so I mean, what can you what input do you have for our viewers there?
Well, first I want to kind of set the table here. I once had a mentor, JC Melvin. He's an amazing mentor. You know him.
Yes.
And he gave me an example once that stuck with me when I was a brand new agent. He said, picture this. On a piece of paper, he drew a line, and then within that line, he drew a curve up and down and up and down. And that's typically
Right.
a cyclical, trend of real estate market. There's up market, there's down market,
Right.
But I challenge you to change your perspective on that, shift that piece of paper and move it horizontally. So now it's a line down the middle, and the line goes to the right, then back to the left, and to the right, and back to the left. And the reason why I like that analogy is because you can picture yourself as you're either a buyer or a seller on one or the other side of that line. Okay, there is no up or down market. It's just whether it's your market or it's not your market to act. So in essence, if every time people say, oh, I'm just going to wait, what are you waiting for? I'm waiting for election to be complete. I'm waiting for the rates to drop. I'm waiting for the market to crash. These are all words that we've heard consumers say before, right? And a lot of times if we stop right there, I think we're not doing them any service because we're not getting to the essence of their need or their problem or their solution. So the question should follow up as, all right, well, what is your goal? Like, what are you looking to accomplish? Do you need to move right now? Do you need to get a bigger house because you just had a second child, like what I went through? You need a home with a single story because you're retiring. You need mobility, concerns. You need to relocate because of work, because of kids' school. These are questions that a lot of people fail to ask, and they simply stop at, oh, they just want to wait. No one's going to wait for the right time because that right time never really comes.
Right.
By
They're
the time election is done, something else is going to be a reason why they can't make a move.
Right.
So if us as professionals asking the right questions of why you're thinking of moving, and then pluck the options for them as to this is a good time for you because the rates are high. However, there are more inventory on the market for you to choose from. So you can shop.
That's a very accurate analogy. Just like the stock market, it has that wave. If you don't catch that wave, then you're on the losing end, right? You missed the opportunity. You missed the boat. And a lot of what you just said earlier was a media mongering, right? You listen to the MBS Highway Barry Habib. He always says, there's no right time to buy real estate, right? There's really like, if the need is there, you need it filled, right? You have to fill that need. And when you say, oh, you know what, just like we were talking about a car, and I saw your post that was related to real estate. It's like, when you buy a Porsche, you buy and wait, right? You don't wait to buy, because a Porsche will never like decrease in value.
Yep.
The more vintage it becomes, the pricier it will be.
equity
Just like
grows.
real
Yeah.
estate, there's an average growth for real estate, right? So I don't know if you know what the average is in Vegas. I'm sure you discussed that a lot with with John and your
The average
other cohorts.
appreciation.
Yeah.
I think for the last 10 years, we've seen kind of an anomaly. It's 5 to 9% because of COVID. It drove the prices up quite a bit.
Right.
But I think on a healthy average on a conservative side is 3 to 5%.
3 to 5, okay, but it's not a negative growth. There's no way. I mean, because a lot of people who've been here in Vegas like more than 10 years, they've seen that mortgage crisis before, or I should say, how long has it been?
2000.
Was it
For
08?
from 2008 to now, yeah.
So 08 up to now.
Yeah.
So if they've been here and they're like, you know what? That's another thing. I always get, I'm gonna wait for the market to crash, and then that's
Never
when
gonna be
real
like
estate is
that,
gonna go
yeah.
down to like 100K. I
No.
don't think there's any way. If you're open-minded, if you look at other Asian countries, they've never experienced a downfall or a negative depreciation. Like for instance, in the Philippines, because I'm familiar with the Philippines, there's always that constant growth. It may not be drastic, right? But it's smaller percentage. But so if you miss that wave, you're done. Too bad. Condos in the Philippines, they used to be like, in pesos, it was like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Now it's up to like 8-9 million. And what is that converted to 8-16? That's 160,000 on average now. It's
Dollars.
crazy.
Yeah, almost every country that you can, if you have a relationship with that country, you can go back and see overall real estate generally is probably the most stabilized asset that any country has, right? So as anyone that is looking to either become a homeowner or acquire an investment, real estate should be your very first choice.
Right.
I get Porsches for sure, but that is probably a niche market for people that don't have the need. People that don't, not into cars, they don't need to buy a Porsche as an appreciating asset,
Right.
but they could buy a house and use it. They
Right.
could live in it. They could raise their
Right.
family in it. So I definitely think it's not a matter of whether you should or should not buy real estate. It's just a matter of when you're able to.
Right.
Right.
If you're capable of purchasing, is it now? Is it 3 months from now?
Right.
Is it a year from now?
Right.
And do you have a plan if it is something in the future?
I have another question for you both, actually. I need to get your input on it. Is now the right time? Well, there's no right time, right? But do you see a lot of investors from outside of Nevada or Las Vegas buying a lot of investment property? Do you think that's making it unfair or congested for the locals to be purchasing? Or how's the inventory? Let's start with you, Jonathan.
Yeah, 100%. It's putting pressure on local buyers, right? Did you know that just this month alone, 30% of the transactions on resale homes are cash purchases?
Oh, wow.
That's, 1/3 pretty much, right? 1/3 of the market that are cash buyers. So who's coming in with $500,000 and more in cash to buy homes here?
That's always the question. Like, where's this money coming from?
I'll tell you where it's coming from.
From
It's
people from out of state
that
sell
sold their real
house,
estate.
yeah.
Exactly.
that are liquid.
No one is
Yeah.
working 9 to 5 and banking $500,000 in their savings account. No way.
Yes.
Right? These are people that bought real estate years ago in a state, in a market that does really well, and the value appreciated so much that now they have
They have
a
extra cash.
resource to tap into
True.
and come into our market and buy up properties that
Makes sense.
most of us couldn't afford if we don't also have an asset that we liquidated.
Yeah.
So if you didn't sell a property, you're not going to have $500K in cash.
Wow.
unless you're some crypto guy and sold a bunch of cryptocurrency, right? But the reality is it's an asset for another asset, and that's how they purchase with cash, and it does put a lot of pressure on local buyers.
So you think, Mia, these people are from outside of Vegas and they've purchased real estate before and
sold their
cashed
house,
out, sold their house, bought another house, and
they have extra. They're liquid, and that's why they have cash to put in here. So,
do you think they should regulate that from like outside investors to come in, because it's like not too fair for like the local buyers here?
I don't know about regulating. No, but it's unfair for the locals who are, making their living.
Right,
here.
I know.
But,
What's the inventory look like nowadays? Like
there's a lot of inventory now.
There's a lot.
Right?
It's increased 10% month over month.
For our viewers, inventory is if I understand correctly, is the waiting period for them to make an offer, and then how does that work?
Number of properties.
Number of properties. But sometimes when they say inventory is like directly related to, if there's a lot of inventory, then the waiting period when you make an offer or you make offers is quicker. Is that correct, Jonathan?
I think maybe you're talking about absorption rate, where how quickly does a home gets absorbed once it becomes available on the market. When it's quickly absorbed, then it's a seller's market because there isn't enough inventory and there's a lot of demand. So think of one home and 5 buyers on the market looking. Right. So that home immediately hits the market. It's gone, because if you don't want it, one of the other 4 people will. Right. But the flip side to that, a slower absorption rate, is when there's too much inventory and not enough demand, which then tips the scale. There's 5 homes available and only 1 buyer. This buyer gets to shop and pick and negotiate with the seller. So we're currently in still a seller's market where our inventory is at 2.5 months. We need to be at 5 months just to be a balanced market where everyone is happy. You have a home, you have a home, you have a home. Right? That's at 5 months. We're still at the halfway mark before we even get to the balance point. And then anything beyond the 5 months mark, where we have more homes for sale than there are people buying, then it becomes a buyer's market where you can negotiate better deals and you can have more homes to choose from. And we haven't seen that in a few years.
Because I have a few pre-qualifications right now, and it's like, there's a lot of homes out there, but I don't know what's going on. It's either they're getting too picky about it, or they're just not finding a home. So that's like, it's a weird market, and it's taking them so long. So I have a pre-qualification right now that's been there for like 6 months, and still they're like searching for a home. What may be the reason for that? Reason behind it?
I've come up with 2 conclusions. One is uncertainty. Right. This is a very unique year. We are in election year. It's a unique year because the rates have jumped up dramatically. Like I can't remember the last time the rates had increased as much as it has than today. And then there's the inflation effect, which is still hurting all of us. Right. Like we have everything that usually costs us $1 now costs us $1.25. So with these 3 elements injected in a buyer's mind, they're just going to say, I'm not sure if I should. I'm pre-approved. You got me qualified. And yes, there's some homes coming on the market, but I don't know. I can barely, my bills are just catching up. My credit cards are getting high, and I don't know, is he going to win, she going to win? I maybe just want to wait and see what happens. So that's kind of what I'm gauging.
And even with the interest rates going down, it's like it's crazier because with the interest rates dropping, it should be more affordable for people.
Still high though.
It's not as low as what people were used to. But this is actually the average rate from, even if you would say, before the mortgage crisis. First time I bought a house, it was like 7 in the high 7s, or even you can get under 7. It's like, wow, this is a steal. But of course, the homes back then were at a lower price. So that made it affordable.
And isn't it interesting that with the rates drop, we all expected people to want to make a move, and it's just like those that says, "Oh, when the prices crash, I'll buy. When the rates drop, I'll buy." But what they don't account for is different elements that could refrain. They won't make a move because, oh, it's not the right time with my job, or
Yes.
oh, it's election year, I want to know what happens. Oh, inflation. So everyone that always throw the counter of, oh, I'll wait until this happened, then I'll do
Cost
this.
of waiting.
Yeah.
Right? It's the cost of waiting.
You can't gauge. You don't have a crystal ball to know if you will be ready, even if the market does correct by 120%. You just don't know if you can afford it.
And a lot of buyers don't even realize that there is a cost to wait, because sometimes it's like, I just missed it, I got laid off or whatever, I just had an emergency, I racked up my credit cards, now I can't qualify. So that's a hard part. Now talking about buyer seller, what is the biggest mistake that a buyer or seller can make, in your opinion?
Well, I actually covered this on my channel, on my YouTube channel once as well. The biggest mistake I believe people make is that they don't trust the process, or even the experts within the process. When I started in real estate business, I gained a new perspective of when I go to someone else when I go to a doctor and ask for their opinion. I will no longer say, oh, but WebMD on Google told me I have this.
Right.
No, I came to you for your advice.
The expert. Yeah.
What you say is going to be more valid than what I
Correct.
researched on Google or ChatGPT.
Or their relatives.
And that's a struggle that we face.
Right.
I think I can speak on behalf of all of you. Right? We always have clients that would come up with ideas or problems that they found on the internet and try to bring it to the table when it really doesn't affect them, right? So we're happy to answer questions and help guiding them, but the truth is you have to be open and discussing all of your concerns and your situations with us. That way we can better package you up. Like as a loan officer, I always advise the clients. I say, look, the loan officer is on your side.
Right.
They're on your team. So tell them everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and let them help structure your deal so that you have the highest probability of getting your loan.
Correct.
And same with us agents. You tell us exactly what your thoughts and your concerns are and what your needs are. And let us find a solution for you. Because if you withhold information, sometimes it ends up hurting us. It hurts you, and all things falls apart when on the 11th hour we find out that, well, what do you mean you haven't been paying your HOA dues? Like you got a demand letter, but you didn't tell us? Right. So it could cost them.
Instagram told me not to pay the HOA deals.
Right.
Because there's another way to do that. It's scattered media. It's delusional, even like media nowadays, with the attention span getting shorter and shorter. And what was retained was the last, like the last song. What is that called?
LSS.
Last song syndrome.
Syndrome, yeah.
It's like,
Or the friend that bought a house told
exactly.
them.
Exactly. You know what? I just had a friend. Her interest rate was like 2%. I don't know why you can't give me that 2%.
Right.
Well, you have to talk to whoever gave that to you. Talk to them, because I'm the expert, and you should listen to them because they're not the expert.
I mean, it is human nature. Like, I'm not gonna judge people that does that. I do it too. Sometimes I want to make sure that I can trust the person that's giving me an advice that's determining my biggest investment in my life, which is buying a house, right? It's a big deal. And if you don't know that person, it's natural for you to doubt them.
True.
Do your due diligence, research the people that you're hiring, interview a couple of agents or loan officers, and ask questions about what they have done, right? I always say this, and not knocking on any agents out there, but when you're hiring an agent that has never owned a house in their life, do they really have the experience it takes to walk you through a process of buying a house or selling a house? Right? It's just one of those things that a consumer should be equipped with questions and ability to interview and make sure that person does know what they're doing, because we all have experience with consumers had a bad experience, and now they think all the agents and all the loan officers are bad and they're terrible. But that's not the case.
With social media, everything, just the information superhighway is just in the blink of an eye. Like you can just at your fingertips nowadays, and there's so much information, and sometimes I agree with you. You're like, you do that sometimes, right? You doubt because there's just too much information sometimes that you get scattered. You're all over the place. It's like, do I believe Mia? Do I believe you? And there's varying information. Not like before. There's just one source. It's the library, right? So we go to library, and this is what Archimedes said, and we have to believe this because that's what's written in the history books. But nowadays it's so scattered. And
so all of us should prepare a GIF of every time an escrow opens or a loan opens, there's a set of earplugs that we give to the client and say, put these on and don't listen to any other noise.
Or the horse.
The horse blinders. And if you have questions, please
Just
come to
talk
us.
to us.
Yeah, let us guide you through this.
Do you feel that, Mia, too?
Yeah,
you feel
of
that?
course. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
And we do this for a living. The reality is, like, we don't go out there and try to sell you on things or give you information that's incorrect when it affects our income or what we use to put food on the table for our family, right? So whatever we do, we put our 110% effort into it. We do this day and night. We've done this year over year. Our experience and our knowledge will 100% be better than what you find on Instagram or TikTok. So trust the process.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yep. Before we get into our next segment, what advice can you give to a lot of the buyers or sellers out there? Let's start with buyers. Like in this market, since this is our topic, what would be, I wouldn't say advice, but what tips can you give them? Like if I have someone who wants to buy right now and is hesitant, if I should buy or not.
I think it's case by case. Everyone has a unique circumstance of their own, right? There is no one glove fit all type of, right now is not the time. No, it may not be the time for you, but it could be the time for you if you wanted to. The only way we would know is if we actually sit down and have a conversation, a constructive conversation about your goals, your concerns. Why do you want to make a move right now? And honestly, there are some opportunities out there that I feel people don't even dig far enough to see, right? There are different ways that you can purchase a home. There's creative financing. There's owner will carry. There are assumable loans. So there's many ways you can tackle a high interest rate problem if that's the problem, right? If it's affordability, well, did you know that just about an hour drive out to Fil-Am, there are brand new single-story homes, 3 bedrooms, on a golf course, a master plan community for $350,000.
Wow, yeah.
No, right? So to your question of are cash buyers coming in and making local buyers suffer and should we regulate it? I don't think we should because there is a solution to it.
Right.
Buyers, if you can't afford a property here inside the greater Las Vegas area, drive a little bit.
Explore.
Yeah, there's properties out in Fil-Am, brand new for $350,000.
40 minutes. Yeah, Tecopa, that's California though, but it's 40 minutes away compared to even California. It's an hour drive to and from work already.
Exactly.
So it's not that bad.
If you think about it, we will evolve to that, where it takes 45 to an hour to drive to and from. So why not go now and then get that property at a discount, and then next thing you know, you are that California owner where they roll the wave of equity. Right now, your Fil-Am home is worth double what you purchased for, and you have equity to buy something else in the city or in a different state. So that's my advice is just talk to me, talk to you, talk to her, talk to the right people about your circumstance, so we can better give you the plan that you should follow versus speculating. Oh, my cousin said it's not the right time, or my uncle said it's not. My coworker said it's not the right time.
Well said, sir. Well said, sir. Well said. Very good. How about you, Mia?
Me?
Yeah. Any advice for our buyers or sellers out there?
Actually, it's not for buyers or sellers. Like, it's actually for other agents. Like, Jonathan here is an agent. I would suggest for other agents to work together. Not to look at other agents as competitors, but we're here to make money and to support each other. So,
That's true.
my
And
advice.
listen to your agents because, like, come on, they're working so hard and they have that level of expertise. They've done their research. Well, of course, except those agents who are, like you said earlier, do your research, right?
Yeah.
You have the information superhighway, do your research and, get whatever. Sometimes the stars in the ratings are rigged, right?
Yeah. A lot of times,
rigged. A lot of times
it's paid and it's, but show me.
Yeah.
Right. If there's something that your agent is telling you that you don't understand and you're kind of doubting, just say, can you show it to me?
Right.
Like, where'd you get that information? Where'd you get that data? How did you come to this conclusion that I should do this? Show me where is the evidence of it, right? It's okay to ask.
Exactly. That last word, it's very important, like for an agent or, loan officer like me to ask, like, what is important to you?
Right.
It shows concern, right? Like you ask your clients, like, what is important to you? What tell me the
You're
whole
wise,
scenario, like
yes.
you're wise, like why are you doing this? They have that kind of concern and they'll be like, they won't have an answer for you, but let me look into it and let me find the best option for you. If they only give you one option, then I will just walk away. Like it's crazy. I do the same for my clients, because you give them a set of options, like, which one do you think is best for you? I think this is best for you, right? And if you think this is best for you, this is what's going to happen. Always give them options. All right, we're running out of time. I think our next segment would be joke time. All right, let's start with you, Mr. Jonathan. What is your joke for today?
Okay, so last night someone broke into my home looking for money. So I woke up and looked with him. Okay, I got one more. What did the T-Rex say after his workout?
T-Rex.
Dinosaur.
I was gonna say that.
Dad jokes, okay? I'm a dad. I gotta represent my dad.
You want to say shout out to your family there?
They have to put up with it.
Okay. Mia, what is your joke?
My joke's Tagalog. Okay.
Hit
I'm
me.
not gonna
Maybe
talk
I'll
to
get it.
You have a Tagalog joke?
Yeah.
You have to directly translate it.
I'll see Francis's reaction and
Okay.
I'll follow up.
Can you
on his.
translate it in Chinese?
Okay, I'll translate it. Okay.
In Chinese.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
In Mandarin. What's the English of sayote?
What's the English of sayote?
Sayote is a vegetable.
I think it's a root crop. Let's say it's a root crop.
Sayote.
Yeah.
What?
English of root crop?
Of sayote.
Root crop.
Are you talking about the green?
Yeah,
It's
sayote.
Singkamas?
chayote.
Chayote.
Yeah,
Spanish
chayote.
is chayote.
Okay.
Which I love.
there
Because
you
my wife
go.
is Spanish.
What is
so,
English of sayote?
I just call it chayote.
Watercress?
Watercress, maybe? I don't know.
What is?
It's yours, sis.
I don't even understand.
Okay.
Both your jokes I don't even understand. I'll give you the simplest joke of all. Okay. What kind of can opener doesn't work or won't work?
That was last 2 weeks ago.
No.
You're recycling jokes?
Yeah.
He hasn't heard it.
Yes.
He hasn't heard it.
What
He
kind of
hasn't
can
heard
openers
it.
doesn't
or
open?
won't work? Yeah.
What?
A can't opener.
See, you got that joke too.
Hey, you want to say shout out to your family there?
Oh yeah, well shout out to my wife Yvette for always holding me down and helping me with supporting me in my decisions.
She's a realtor too, right?
Yep, yeah, her and I are a team at Sotheby's International Realty. She speaks Spanish and I speak Mandarin, so together we kind of cover a very broad market. And of course, our kids. This is why we do what we do. Is for our kids. So
thank you for stopping by, Mr. Jonathan Chow, Sotheby's Real Estate. Mia, may shoutout ka? Lana?
Wala naman. Oh,
Okay.
my daughter.
Ako
Hope
rin.
you're doing fine in New York.
Say hi to my mom and dad. My mom is always watching, so I'm present here live po, mommy. I'm here. I'm not gallivanting, okay? Alright, bye-bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Buhay Bahayan. See you guys. Magandang
Thank you.
buhay.
See you next week.
See you
Thank
next
you,
week.
Jonathan.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
me.
Jonathan.
Thank you.